John Swainson. John Swainson.
Oh.
You had that portrait.
Yeah.
In your chambers. Why?
John,
people felt as though he was a disgraced governor, but you saw it a little differently.
well, John Swainson was. There's two portraits. One is as governor. I don't have that. And then there was a portrait when he was on the Supreme Court as a justice. He had been a World War II veteran, and a wounded veteran, having lost both of his legs below the knees with a mine explosion, and had overcome that, struggled enormously with prosthetic devices, had been a state senator, had been lieutenant governor, had been governor. When he was campaigning, there were nights when he would come home and his stumps were bleeding from being on those prosthetic devices all day. So he had a man of enormous courage and a man who deserved honor for his service to the country. When he was on the Supreme Court, he was brought before a grand jury. They were investigating a bondsman. Mm-hmm. And the bondsman, he was asked questions, did you receive a television from the bondsman? And he did not acknowledge it, he lied. That was the sum total of, so he lied, he committed perjury. Mm-hmm. And he served his time for that and injured his good name, certainly. I don't defend that. But I knew that his portrait as a justice had been sort of banished into the shadows. You couldn't find that thing. And I knew it was out there somewhere. And Larry Glazer had written a wonderful book called The Wounded Warrior on him. And it points out that we're all wounded warriors in one way or another. We're all imperfect. Mm-hmm. I said, I want that portrait, and I want it for my chambers in Lansing. It reminds me about the courage of the man, his service to his country, and his imperfections, just like I've got imperfections. And we're all, as I say, we're all a little wounded. So that's why I have it, I had it in my chambers.
Was it sort of a good personal guide for you too, to kind of always keep in mind the responsibility of my job and to not detour from what those responsibilities are?
Responsibility and a recognition of imperfection. Mm-hmm. Don't get too carried away. You try to just do the best you can, but be careful now. Don't think too highly of yourself. So it meant a lot, and I knew the man, and so I would kind of look at the portrait and smile a little bit and say, I remember the good parts, John.